and welcome us, Twitch. Um, I'm gonna have to like explain everything because Twitch is probably looking at us like, who are these ladies right now? Um, but if you are on Twitch right now, this is the Studley Show Book Club. You know how like Mitch always starts the podcast with "Welcome to the Studley Show," but he does it like a certain way. Welcome to the Studley Show.
Studley
I pointed that out
Show.
to him the other night, and he didn't realize that he did it. And now I kind of want it. I think I'm gonna have to have him record it so that we can have our intro on here because I'm not going to do it justice. But,
Yes.
you know, for those of us that are going to be joining us on Twitch and YouTube weekly, this is our Studley Show Book Club. This is the ladies and Matt, even though Matt's not here. So imagine a dude in the corner next week. This is our book club, and we're gonna discuss dirty books, and we're gonna play fun games, and we're gonna talk about stuff. So, if you are not a member of the Studley Show community via Facebook, I would strongly encourage you to do that. Go on to Facebook, the Studley Show, and you can join our book club there and participate in the chat with us, especially if you want to find out the toys and the prizes. Big emphasis on toys that we're going to be talking about later tonight, and all the other content that we have. So I'm gonna introduce the ladies, and I gave them the task of setting what they want their nickname to be heading forward. And I think the only one that I'm going to need to clarify is Laura, but we'll go through it. So
hold on. I didn't even realize I had a nickname. Hold, please.
She's clarifying.
Well, I need her to clarify because I don't know what LBF stands for. Oh, those are her initials.
I've got an imagination.
That's my initials, but I don't know how the F is for fornication got on there. I just saw that.
Virgil.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect. I'm sorry.
So we can leave it?
I didn't know what LBF stood for. When I tell you that it has been a long day,
Bless your bones.
I did not show up to this podcast with my brain or my underwear, apparently, because LBF. All right. So in the middle here, we have Kathy, who will henceforth be known as Kitty Cat. We have Jen, who is Flirty Hippo instead of Hip or Hippo Chick on Thursdays. You got Meg Mays, Nutmeg on the beat hoe. She goes by in our aux battles on Sundays or Tuesdays, also here on Twitch. And then we have Virgil's wife, the original DM.
Yep.
LB, Laura, LBF, Laura Beth Fungalin.
Laura Beth Fungaling.
Fornication's easier to say than your actual last name, so I'm okay with it.
I fucks with Fungaling.
And you know, I'm Corey. My last name is ironically Teets. And when it came to setting my own nickname, I decided it's just going to be Corey No Teets because I'm going to take it back and I'm going to take the power away from Lamar so that he can't continue to shit on me for what God has not blessed me with. So we're just embracing the itty bitty titty committee at this point. We're just fully leaning into it. Yeah. For those of you that haven't been following along on YouTube, we pick a book, we all decide to read it, and then we come here and we talk about it and how it made us feel and the benefits that our husbands got out of it, or boyfriends or girlfriends. We don't discriminate. What is it that you say, LB?
Ourselves.
We don't kink shame. We act. What's the phrase?
I don't know. Is there a phrase?
LB, it's your phrase. I think it's like we don't kink
shame.
Say
it again.
We don't kink shame. We just
kink why. Shame. We just might kink ask why.
Okay, so all are welcome.
We don't kink.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna ask why.
Oh shoot. So yeah. So I got a lot. I'm not gonna be honest. I got a lot that I need to pack in tonight. And and then I'm trying to get packed in after this. So I'm going to try to keep us on schedule so that we can get everything. But we're going to do about the first half, the review of the book, and then we got a fun game to play and some other stuff to figure out for the next book. So first book on Twitch, book that we've been hyping up on YouTube, Den of Vipers by K.A. Knight, and it was a Why Choose. If you do not know what a Why Choose book is, it is somebody with a not having to choose between which person they want. We'll just leave it at that. Why have one when you can have 4, even if you got to figure out how the 4 works?
There's logistics involved.
And we'll let everyone share their thoughts on it, but I would be remiss without starting with Kathy, because Kathy joined our book club when we decided to read this book. And I think it was Danielle that was like, she's just coming into it with no floaties. So Kathy, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I need to know what you thought about this book as it being the first dirty book you ever read.
Okay, so I wrote some things today while I was preparing. So like you said, I don't normally read books like this. Normally, when I read books, it's stupid, flirty romance novels like Nicholas Sparks and all that. And I don't read. So reading a book in 2 weeks, that was pretty freaking shocking to me. So I'm surprised that I finished it. I finished it today before my daughter got off the bus from school. Sorry, Meg's message just threw me. I thought the plot of the book was great. Thought it was very interesting. I think it could be a great movie. Kind of like a 50 Shades of Grey type. Can everybody hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm just like, wait, what? Sorry. Get distracted. Okay, back to so like a 50
Shades. I don't know what happened. My bad.
50 Shades of Grey type of movie. And then everybody told me when we decided to read this book that the audiobook sucked, but I actually really liked it. I think they did a really good job reading it, and I know everybody said they didn't like it, but I thought the British accents in the book were pretty spot on. So anyway, so listening to the audiobook and just listening to the book, honestly, I came up with some ideas of people who could play these characters. So I'm going to throw them at you guys. But before I do that, my favorite character was probably Roxy. Girl power, you know. My favorite Viper, if I had to pick between one of the 4 of them, would probably have been Garrett.
Interesting. Can I ask why?
I feel like he's the one that benefited the most.
Oh, they all benefited, but go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, his whole outlook on life changed, whereas kind of like everybody else almost stayed the same, but his was I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but he really did not like this girl, and by the end of the book he did. So I just thought that was, good character growth. It is also now very hard to listen to one of my favorite Jonas Brothers songs because the name of the song is called Little Bird. So there's that. But anyway, so to the characters that I decided to pick for the book. So Roxy, I thought would be good, played by Rachel Evan Woods or Sophie Turner. Rachel Evan Woods more likely because I could see her playing that role from some of the other things that I've seen her in. Diesel is Charlie Hunnam, if I said that right, from Sons of Anarchy. Kenzo would be Alex Pettyfer from Magic Mike. He was the one in the first Magic Mike movie that Channing Tatum basically took under his wing. The easy way to explain it.
Okay.
Garrett, either Jensen Ackles from Supernatural or Chris Hemsworth. I was trying to think of somebody who really, would not like women, like be a good actor to do that. And then Ryder, Alex Skarsgård from True Blood.
Which
felt
one
like-
is? I don't know his name. Which one is he? Is he the blonde or is he the brunette in True Blood?
Blonde.
He's Eric.
Kind of feel like he might be more of a Garrett, but
I don't. Well, yeah. I don't know. It was hard. I was like really trying to think, but like listening to the book, it was like Rachel Evan Woods is Roxy. Like that's just who she is.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I thought it was I thought it had a really good plot. I don't normally read books like that, but the plot was good. There was a lot. It was very spicy.
Oh,
that it was.
I don't even think very spicy is like a good way. It was
Wild.
It was rough.
Spiciest.
like whatever very spicy is, plus more.
Caliente.
I love this book so much. And I love that you guys loved it. I was so excited to do this episode because I already read it and this was my second reread. And I just wanted you guys to get where I was so that I could see how our viewpoints differed. So Jen, what was your take on the book and what were things that you really liked? Other than the dick and the men. Like what you like?
Okay, so I probably didn't like the book as much as you guys did. I'm sorry. Please don't kick me out of book club. So
I love it. What?
I personally don't think there are enough trigger warnings on the book because I mean, I knew going into it was going to be insane. Just, thanks to the video that Corey had put together with all the guys reading from, those few paragraphs, I was like, oh my God, what are we getting into? But I don't think I was mentally prepared for what this would actually be like. The book, it was a good read, but, as somebody who's personally been through a lot of trauma, like, it was hard for me in some of these parts. I mean, and I know all of the characters had their own traumas, and they came together as a family, even though it's a dysfunctional family, but, they still took care of each other, which was great. I also got attached to Garrett pretty quickly. You see he's this big, strong, tough guy who was done wrong by the woman he loved, and he never really recovered from that. So I do agree with Kathy in saying, Garrett had the best character growth, in my opinion, as well. Kenzo's probably my number 2 favorite. He seems to be the most in touch with his emotions and caring, even though he's definitely got that crazy streak. Ryder's probably 3rd on the list for me. He reminds me of like every older sibling I've ever known, taking charge and keeping their family in line. But, for the right people, for their family, they're actually, this caring, soft person. And I know y'all love Diesel, but he is way too much of a time bomb for me. Anything can set him off, and personally, I don't respond well to people like that. He does have his quirks, and he is the comic relief in many of these instances, but I can't get on board the Diesel train. I'm sorry. And Roxy, I get that she's got this tough girl persona, but like, she really gave in fast. This woman who loved her freedom and loved being in charge and doing things her way didn't really fight very hard to leave. But if I was getting the spoiled princess treatment from 4 guys that adored me, I might change my mind pretty quickly too. So this book did make me uncomfortable, but I still, I got through it. It was an entertaining read for the most part. So that's just my thoughts on it.
Meg?
Well, first of all, that's what's up, ladies. It should have a lot more trigger warnings. It's pretty violent, sex intermingled. if you're not really used to that or you don't know what you're getting into, that's like, I can see that being really hard to get through. I'm with Kathy, okay? I joined this book club to read more. I don't read very often. Literally, after I left college, I said, "Boop, we're done," for a long time. Okay, and I joined this club, and I give props to Corey and say that like she hooked me in. She was giving me these little snippets of her books, but I'm still cinematic. The end of the day, I read a book, and I have to see it as a movie in my head. It's just what happens to me, and that's the reason why I enjoyed Diesel so much. That it's like Walter Goggins to me in like an English way. Like he had this like sassy crazy, and then like as soon it was the first thing that he said where I was I was hooked. He said, I think I have the notes written down here, blah blah blah. He's like, oh, when he finds the gun. And he's like, oh, yeah. Oh, man, you think she'd shoot me with it? Yeah. And I was like, oh, he's unraveled, bro. I'm in it now. We're here. Okay. I'm also with Kathy when I was Kathy, Jen, where it's like, I feel like Roxy was so like, yeah, feminist, hardcore. I'll quick to kick you in the nuts. I'll get the bat. I'll do what I'll fight and I'll scream and I yell. But like, that scene, the minute she walks into that room with the chained guy, she gave in real quick. She was like, okay, you know what? Like, I dig these group. I dig it. I dig the den, so to speak. I'm going to say Garrett was cool. The character development on Garrett showed me a good writer, showed me a good author, that she wasn't in it just for the slam and the bam. She wanted people to develop with each character, and she was really good about clearing up each character and their individual personality. You got to know very quickly that Ryder had like an American Psycho vibe, and then like, you know, you got very quickly that Garrett was soft, but like when you looked at him, you didn't feel that way. But I just like Diesel for the unhinged. That's what I was there for. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then the little detail I find out later on, just going back and reading through my notes, the English vibe. I really dig that too. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I was in for the ride. I was really in for it. I was. Roxy annoyed me a little bit, but I think it was purely because I feel like, one, yeah, she gave in really quickly. She talked a big game, and then she let all these other things happen so quickly, and it didn't seem authentic in that moment. But I will tell you, out of the group, I enjoyed Diesel for his unhingedness, and I kind of enjoyed the Kenzo, I believe, for like being a little more understanding in the beginning of her, and then like, who let her walk around the house? I think it was Kenzo. And like, so make a long story short, I'll stop rambling, but I'm
actually going to encourage
the book.
I'm going to encourage you to ramble a little bit, but specifically, and it's funny because I feel like you and I may have the same opinion on it. So I just want to ask you before I go, because Roxy annoyed me too going through the book. So like, elaborate more on what was annoying to you about her, and then when I go, I'll just say if that was.
Well, I kind of feel like her, like I said, her overall, like, first of all, I didn't like the way she talked to her own vagina. Can we just say that? Can we just put that out there? That shit annoyed the F out of me, man. I literally I wanted to throw the book in the fire. I'm done with you, girl. I'm done. First of all, you don't even deserve what's happening because of this. Okay. But the bad reputation she had, the things that she got intermingled with, she talked a big game about how tough she is and she's not in it, and she, you know, fuck you guys. But then she leaned in so hard that it was a contradiction that I didn't like. It was distasteful. That's mine. And I got the overall just irritating impression of her complaining about something she wants. But yeah.
That's fair. Kathy, go ahead, because I know LB's trying to come back. She's saying that she has connectivity.
I want to hear why you think she's annoying though. But
I think she's like getting dick from Virgil on the side because Virgil wanted the benefits and she's just not telling us. So when she finishes her dick and or connectivity problem, I'll let her go. But Kathy, you look like you had to say
Why do
something.
I keep freezing? Oh, I thought I froze. Okay.
So I wanted to. So I know you guys said you guys didn't like Roxy. Like you thought she was annoying, and that she gave in really quickly. But like I thought that she figured out how to manipulate the Vipers. Like, yeah, she gave in, but she figured out how to manipulate them and make them fall in love with her, which is why I think, like, that's why she was my favorite character, because she didn't really give in. She just figured out how to mess with their minds.
It took a lot to get there.
It did, but I thought that was like, yeah.
So here's my thing. I didn't like her character, not because of her, but because of how the author wrote her. So what I mean by that is I thought overall the book was written very well. I do feel like the author put more of an emphasis and more thought into like how she wrote and described the males, how she explained their inner dialogue, their point of view, all of that stuff. But when it came to Roxy, I just don't like how she wrote her inner monologue. I don't think there was anything about Roxy that I specifically didn't like.
Part of what I said, but yeah.
I actually do really like her. But it was the words that she used. If I had to read Kick-Ass Boots one more time, I was gonna lose my fucking mind. And again, that's not like the character's fault. It was just, I don't know. I think that the author knew the audience here and thought that they just want to know about the men, but that's not true. Like she's an important part of it too. And I just felt like the description of her and her mindset, it left me a lot. Like she just came across as like
great way to put it. Yeah.
Somebody that had to overly explain herself and overly hype herself up and convince herself that she was a badass. And she didn't have to. That wasn't necessary. She was. But like the author wrote her in a way that she was like standing on business. Like, you know, that person that's like always screams like, I'm really good at gaming. Well, if you were good at gaming, just fucking game then and be good at it. You don't have to keep saying it. And that's what I got from the author. Everything was kick-ass boots, kick-ass tattoos. Like, I get it. She's kick-ass. You don't have to keep saying everything's kick-ass. I don't know. Like, that was my with her.
Okay. Yeah. I can agree with that. It's like same thing with people that are like, you know, yeah, I can fight. I'll fight. And I'm like, all right, well, you know, an over-talker.
Let's go.
An over-talker of a person who's, you know, not necessarily, might not even back it up. But it was good, like Kathy said, that like she was smart enough, which is a realistic situation. If you're in a bad way in a situation like that, we don't know what we're gonna do to survive. We don't know. So that was good. I enjoyed that part of her for real. And the strong woman thing.
I think, like, just to kind of reiterate on where the author lacked is I feel like once she set on something, like she kind of stuck to it a little bit. And I'm not gonna read it word for word because I don't have it pulled up. But when before I read the book and I was reading the bad reviews on it, there was a 1-star review. And this is the only one that I agreed with. And as soon as I say it, you guys are like, yup, that tracks. So the 1-star review said, honestly, how much can they just sit around and eat beer or eat pizza and drink beer? And every time they weren't fucking,
That's true.
every time she wasn't getting dicked down by one of these men, they were just eating pizza and drinking beer. Like that's all. Like I don't want to say
Such dudes. Like,
Or
I
like
don't want to say that's all the filler was, because obviously there is stuff that happened in between. Like there are like plot twists, there are like peak moments where there's like drama and stuff has to resolve. But a lot of the filler was just sitting around eating pizza and drinking beer. And I
They drink a lot of coffee too.
the little details she did skip over. Yeah, she did drink a lot of coffee, didn't she?
So LB, are you good? Because I'm gonna let you go before I kind of wrap it up, because I know that the reason we prioritize this book is because you knew about it. I don't think everyone here knew about it, but you knew about it and you wanted to read it. So did it live
Yes.
up to your expectations?
It did. So the first little bit of it, I felt like I kind of had trouble getting into it. But once I got into it, I was reading it during dinner and that kind of stuff. Like when I could, it took a turn for me once they started to get to know each of the guys and why they work the way they work. I was like, okay, so this is all coming together now. Like they're not just a bunch of assholes, there's depth to these characters. And like with what Kathy has said and with Garrett's character development so far, I'm just like, okay, I'm falling in love with this book. I always say, like, this book was the best one we've done. But when I say it this time, I mean it. Like, I really do like this book. I haven't finished it, but I'm excited to get to the end just because I want to see where it all ends up. Now, I will say the tattoo scene with her and Garrett and Diesel, that I was like, not loving this one. That was the one I was like, I don't know if it was cringe or it was just a lot going on. And I'm like, in real life, there's no way this could be happening. There's no way that this tattoo is not all over the place.
Just absolutely jacked.
It is an ugly
completely
tattoo.
Obliterated.
And what's the story behind it? Listen.
Do what?
They asked the story behind the tattoo. It's like,
but other than that, I really have loved it. And this is correct me if I'm wrong. This is the first. Like, is there feedback? Is that me?
Hold on, pause. Danny, check your audio. We're echoing.
I'm on my phone now, so I didn't know if that was me.
No, it was perfectly fine until
she
tried to connect like her headphones.
Ah.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Are we good?
Yeah, I don't think
so. She's got it on mute until she figures it out.
Is this part of a series? Or is this no? For some reason, I thought there may have been at least a second one.
Oh, no. That's kind of, I had that in my head too.
I'm going to cherish the rest of this book then. And then I'm going to have to reread it at another time. Because it's good. I don't want it to end.
I would strongly
in the thick of it.
I would strongly encourage you to reread it. I really would.
I feel like I'll pick up more. You know how you watch a movie one time and you watch it, but when you watch it the second time, you see more.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that experience.
I'm gonna do two things. Never mind. I was gonna pass Danny so that I could go grab my book real quick. But it's all right. I'll go and then I'll hope that she comes back and then she can go. So this one was our reread. And I entirely promise when you reread it, it'll be a different experience because I had a different experience rereading it. And I have a lot that I want to say. Obviously, first of all, what we're going to address, and these people in Twitch are about ready to find out like how effing haggard I am and just what kind of vibe I bring to the party. Clearly, you can see that my background is a unicorn fanny pack. So you can tell, okay, who I'm riding with here. Diesel is Bay, and I will defend that man with every inch of my body. I love that psychotic motherfucker. So yes, do I see red flags and not turn around? Absolutely. I'm like, Six Flags, let's fucking go. Okay, because I loved Diesel. I absolutely love the unhinged characters. Don't get me wrong, I can appreciate a good man. I can. And the thing that I think that I enjoy in books the most is that I enjoy books that put me in a different situation than what I want in real life. Because I can understand your point of it, Jen, that like going through the trauma and like having trauma, it can make it very hard to read books. Because I read Shallow River by H.D. Carlton. And I really liked H.D. Carlton books, but it was specifically about somebody in a domestic abuse situation. And I was like, too fucking real. I don't like this. I can't. It was very hard for me to finish. But somehow when I read like an unhinged, like psychotic character, my brain can like, I guess maybe like differentiate that. Like I'm never gonna find myself in a position where four buff billionaire hot tattoo men all want me at the same time. And yes, they are psychotic and they're murdering people. And there are things in this book that is borderline absolutely not okay. So I don't know if like my brain was able to differentiate that a little bit, but yes, check the trigger warnings because they are in there. I should have played that video of the guys reading the book at the beginning of this episode. So
yeah,
fumbled bag there. Make sure you
That's
subscribe
okay.
to the YouTube page or go back to the Facebook page because it's posted there. But go subscribe to the YouTube page so that you can see the video of my husband and Laura's husband and Bones and Lamar reading the most unhinged chapter of the book with no fucking context. Just no context. And their immediate reactions to it.
They're such good sports, aren't they?
They really are.
I'm crossing out like my notes as I say them. So as far as like the men go, I will agree that Garrett did have like he had a real development. Like if you look at their relationship, I'm gonna try to bring Danny back. We're gonna see if I start echoing. But if I echo, it's okay because I'm just fucking doubling down on my opinion on this book right now. But no, you're good, Danny. We're good.
It's good. I had to switch to my laptop. My bad. Hey, everybody.
No, it's okay. I love that you're probably sitting at Buffalo Wild Wings with a laptop at the booth right now. So I love it.
No, I have to be outside.
We appreciate it.
Can't have my employees hearing what I'm about to say.
That's okay. You missed it because you weren't here, but I told everyone I showed up in a dinosaur dress with no underwear.
Wow, I love
Right so we're just crazy in here tonight. But Garrett was the only one that I felt like if you look at the relationship between like Roxy and them, because even though she's like with all these men, they each have their own like individual relationship and their individual like thing that they're getting out of it. I feel like Garrett improved because of Roxy. And I think, Kathy, you're the one who said it at first, like everyone else just kind of stayed who they were. And not that like who they were was wrong. It was okay. I loved who they were.
I mean, it was a little wrong.
But Garrett got something out of it. And I loved that for him as like someone with trauma and overcoming that and finding just something out of it. That did really make me love Garrett. That being said, and sentimental shit aside, Diesel's number one.
Yes.
Absolutely number one. Kenzo is going to be my number two.
Yep.
because he was
Okay, bet. Yeah, I thought so too, right? Like,
he was that guy at first, and
yeah, first.
he was the Ray J. To be fair, like he hit it first. And then we have Ryder, Daddy Ryder, who I really like because of the daddy take charge vibes. And when I say first, second, and third and fourth, I need y'all to understand that if this was a race, they would be bringing out slow motion fucking still cameras right now, because even though I'm ranking them first, second, third, and fourth, they are also fucking close. That you need a still shot to
Pretty
see how
true.
much
Yeah.
Yes.
I like the
Yeah.
other one a little bit over.
This isn't, yeah, exactly. You're totally right on that. This isn't like a, like blowout. They all had their own unique, like really close set, and I liked them all in a different way, honestly.
I did. And then for me, like the last one would be Garrett. But again, nothing like personal. I love the fucking crazy ones. I love the crazy ones.
Diesel's so goofy too.
I'm gonna go on his crazy behavior before I say my opinion on the reread. The fucking scene where they are going to save Roxy, and you hear them explaining him running through there with his fucking rainbow unicorn fanny pack. Like, I need you to picture a like 6'6" blonde, no reason he's 355 or 350 pounds bulk, blonde, gorgeous man with a fanny pack on. Like, that's how fucking crazy he is, and I love it. I love it.
Wayne Wilson, Deadpool vibes.
Yes, but sexy Deadpool, not like
But like before it got messed up.
yeah, but like Ryan Reynolds times.
Like when he was delivering the pizza in the first one. Yeah,
But-
I picture he could be like Kenzo. Mm-hmm.
And as far as the reread goes, there was a specific chapter, and I know I'm going to get the number wrong because I think I did when I explained it to you guys, but I think it was 17. But it's the chapter that like Diesel is just laying in bed with Roxy after she gets dicked down by Kenzo in the hallway, and he watches it, where he's just sitting there with her and they're having a moment. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like rereading that and knowing everything that I knew already happened in the book, it hit so much harder for me that like I think I literally fucking cried. I'm crying for this psychopath. I really am, because I feel like Kenzo was the first to see Roxy for who she was, and see the potential. But Diesel was Roxy was the first one to see Diesel, if that makes sense. And they saw each other like just on a personal level, that they could relate to the same experiences. And
yes,
I don't know, seeing somebody is important. And I missed that the first time, and just reading it the second time, it was different. But Danny, you were part of the reread club too, and it was funny how much we talked about this book when we both read it leading up to this, even when LB wanted it. Like, personally, this was a good book for me and Danny. But Danny, go ahead and explain what the reread was like for you.
I don't know. I felt like, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. I felt like the reread for me was a bit more intimate, in the sense that, I already knew their backstories. So like reading it from the beginning, and every scene that happened from then made a lot more sense. And then I felt like I already knew them, so I wasn't trying to figure them out. I'm sorry, but Daddy Ryder is he's real close to Emerson Grant for me. So I don't know. I really enjoyed it a lot more the second time, and you know how much I enjoyed it the first time. So
It was
That's
good.
a good comparison with Ryder too. See, it's a tight race here.
it is a tight race, that's for sure.
It'd be hard to rank, but I do know one thing though. Her daddy Her dad, her like
Her
real
dad ain't
father,
shit.
ain't shit.
No.
Ain't shit. That's all I know. He's not on the list. We know that much. Yeah, it would be hard to rank though, for sure.
Yeah, I think that we all were collectively cheering when they were like, "Do you want to beat his ass?"
I know
would've
I
been
was.
Like, fuck yes, I do.
Love it. Yeah, love it.
I love this book, and I'm not even gonna lie.
I highly recommend it. Jen did point out, like trigger warnings are always good. It's intense, and if you're in for the ride, you will enjoy it. That's how I feel about it. I got a lot out of it, and I thought she did. It was pretty well written. I enjoyed it, and audio.
And let's be fair, when it comes to like
Oh,
smut
yeah.
books, because these aren't romance books, they're smut books. You kind of have like your two niches, right? Like you have like regular smut books, and then you have like dark romance, where it's like more of like the darker, the harder stuff to read. That's where you're gonna find all your trigger warnings, all of that stuff. I will fully admit, like when it comes to like, oh, this nice one where she's getting dipped down really good, cool. I lean towards the red flags. I want the dark romance. I want like stalkers and stuff like that. So I love it, but definitely check your trigger warnings because they are in there. And it's a rough one if you're not used to it. I'm surprised Kathy wasn't the first one to bring up the trigger warnings, considering this was her first book in general. No floaties, no floaties, as Danny said, but I was excited to see that you enjoyed this book so much because I thought you were going to read it and then just be like, peace, I'm out. What did they, 4 dudes? Like there's not even 4 holes. What do they have me doing? Like I thought you were going to leave on us. And I'm so happy that you are still here.
Kathy's in there doing the math.
Now, no, the only thing that like threw me was like they were Mafia members, and like why would all 4 of them want to see each other naked at the same time? I was like, what? That was like the only weird part really for me.
That was the only part.
Yeah.
She said, I literally rolled over in my seat when Kathy was like, honestly, I could see this being a movie. I'm like, you read those knife scenes? You read those knife scenes and were like, you know what? Put this on the screen.
I want
That's
to
what
watch
happens
this.
when you're, like she said, that's what happens when you're married to Chris.
But yeah, like I'm married to Chris, so it's like the amount of shit that comes out of his voice or his mouth all day is just. But anyway, so like, but in like a 50 Shades of Grey type of movie, like obviously they're not going to make it so graphic, like.
It would definitely have to be trimmed down a little bit before you could put that on the big screen.
But it would make for a great movie.
The plot is good.
Disagree.
Yeah.
I don't even know if a lot of it needs to really, the sexy parts, because then we're bordering on like, like Netflix and Pornhub. Like, where's the line? But like the rest of it, I've seen some crazy stuff, like you could do a lot with that in a movie, at the very least. The idea of the den of vipers and the guys is, in general, is cool.
It could be an HBO exclusive movie.
There you go.
Yeah.
But like, here's the thing though, right? So obviously there's 50 Shades of Grey. That one's very dumbed down to be able to play in the theater. I think the truth of the matter is like people use streaming platforms and it is what it is. Like Netflix did 365. Okay. And it was borderline. I mean, it was porn. The only thing you didn't see was like point of view penetration. Okay. So they did it tastefully. So do I think that this movie could be on Netflix and done tastefully? I absolutely do. I am offended a little bit, Danny. I'm not even gonna lie, that you had the audacity to bring up the diesel knife scene as if Daddy Ryder didn't make a whole fucking water bottle disappear, and you know where he made it disappear. Okay?
Yeah, well, I would take that over being sliced in a heartbeat.
To be fair, she wasn't sliced. She was doing the slicing. She had, you know what? Read the book. Read the book.
I'll send you my fucking highlights later, girl.
We can read the
And
book.
then
She was like the knife scene, as if like her champion wasn't over here making Evian bottles disappear. But okay.
super
Well, you say
Joker
that
Harley
like-
Quinn vibes. Wild.
You say that like that's unusual for me.
I
Just
guess
kidding. Just kidding.
I guess I just didn't think that you would find the knife scene so wild. Maybe my
More wild than
my flabbergastation, I guess, right now comes
Flabbergastation
from
is real.
Flabbergastation is crazy.
The shots are hitting me. I'm not gonna lie, the shots are hitting me right now.
What would have been your favorite scene of the whole book?
That's a good question.
Dirty scene or scene in general? Because
To watch?
No, to read.
To watch, to remake.
No, like as you're reading the book, what was your like favorite part of the whole book?
You start.
I'll start. Okay, so it was I'll tell you. It was the part where Kenzo and Roxy were at the that he took her to go gamble, and he pulled her into the closet, and the guy's like, "Don't know, it smells like sex in here," and then like that whole scene of her just like gambling, and he's like, "Oh my god, I'm like falling in love with you," because that was like perfect.
That was
my favorite scene.
in its own, Danish way. Yeah.
All right, Jen, go ahead. Jen, what's your favorite scene?
Oh man.
I wish I'd known this question was coming because I don't know.
Sorry.
I know you guys are
All
already
right, so what
mine.
we'll do is we'll all give ours, and then you'll just say I agree with this person. So at the end of this, just say I agree with Corey. Okay, Danny, go ahead. What was your favorite scene?
Not everybody has the same crazy mindset that you have, Corey. Anyway, mine was kind of niche. Let me let this truck go by. Mine was a little niche because there were a lot of scenes that I really liked and that I reread, but the one that really got me was the tattoo scene.
You stole mine. You stole mine. That was so wild and out of pocket.
And
what in the goddamn hell?
It was yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of them too, like the Kenzo scene in the beginning, and like sort of their first encounter. I really like that, but that was going to be my choice.
All right, so Meg, you said tattoo. LB, you were the last one. I need you to say the scene. I need you to say it.
I don't think I'm gonna say the scene you want me to say.
Here's the thing: is I don't think you guys know what I'm about to say. I think you know what I'm going to say, but when I say it, you're going to be like, "Oh." So I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
So here's my favorite scene, and it's not a dirty scene. It's
we want the dirty one. We want that.
The dirty one. I'm only prepared to give the non-dirty scene. There's a lot of dirty scenes in there. I don't know if I have a favorite. Not that I know what
Virgil is standing behind you, threatening you. Just tell us.
No, he's not. He's playing 2K. We're good. No, but the one that I did not like was the tattoo scene.
You did
I did
wild.
not.
It
was so there's no way. Like we read these books because these are things that we're like, okay, this is fun, but like Corey said, like some of this stuff, like it's fun because we know that it's not something we would ever do. That one was just so out of pocket and unrealistic. I was like, I just don't. There's no way she doesn't have a completely ruined tattoo right now. And it was kind of frustrating me. I was like, come on, guys, you could do better than this. But my favorite scene was when they were giving her the gifts in the house. I thought that was very sweet. And it addressed like those people that have trouble accepting gifts because they're not used to being treated well. And I was like, okay, this is that. Each book to me has like a real like moving moment. And as much like smut as we read in the book and as crazy as some of the scenes get, it's nice to have that like moving moment. And I just thought that was a very sweet, like, take these gifts, there's no strings attached. I was just like, I like this scene. So yeah, you have my favorite, and then the one that I just could not wrap my mind around and was like, all right, when are we done with this madness? This is silly.
I'm gonna give you a pass and say that you redeemed yourself because we were at least on the same page with the worst scene. As somebody that has more than 50 tattoos and cannot count, get the fuck out of here. No. No. My favorite scene, however, didn't involve a knife, didn't involve a water bottle, because all of the individual scenes that she had with the men, they're all great. They all slap. They're all hot. But the one that stood out to me was after they went and saw like the little like hacker fake ID dude, and they're sitting in the restaurant, and Kenzo fingers her before he fingers his food in front of the four of them, and they're watching her in this restaurant. That was
That's your favorite scene.
Yes, it is. That was the absolute. First of all,
I'm not judging you for it. I'm surprised a little.
We are reading a why choose. Okay, why choose between any of these?
Yeah.
men.
Okay. Why?
But it was also a why choose where the men are not also in relations with each other. Okay, like the author does a very good job of saying like the individual like sex that she's having with these dudes is all individual sex. That was the only point in the book where they were all experiencing like her together.
Shit. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're all in this together. And I'm sorry, her getting finger banged under the table before her cheeseburger came out, and all of these dudes watching her as she's looking around at them and seeing what each person is getting out of it, seeing that Ryder, the man of control, is literally falling apart in front of her eyes, seeing that, Garrett, who's like, I hate women, but I can't take my eyes away from this, because this is before all their development. Like that was the point where they started to break. Seeing Kenzo, do his thing because they already did it. And then seeing Diesel come back because he was taking a piss or something and being like, oh, what are we playing? Like, it was just, it was the only scene that involved all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it was hot in its own way. Like, I'm not saying I want my husband
to crumbled them.
Yeah, I'm not saying I want my husband to take me to fucking Texas Roadhouse and finger me while I'm trying to eat my honey butter and rolls, because let me eat my bread, dude. But as far as like reading about things that like you don't normally get to do, and you're reading about them because you want to experience them, that was the one. Like I didn't read the knife scene and be like, oh, I'm never gonna be able to do this. Like, no. Like, yeah, the scene was good, but like that was the one where I'm like, I want this, but I'm not gonna do it. If that makes sense.
Pull up your husband's comment right now.
I just got so passionate about this. I realized my husband was in the chat.
He said, I'm not going to ask him to take me to Texas Roadhouse. Immediately he said, well, there goes my weekend.
Thanks for joining us, Dustin.
Hey, Dustin.
You're a gem.
All right. Like I said, I'm trying to keep us on schedule here. I knew this was going to be a good book. I know we went over a little bit of time. So guys, we are not going to finish at 10:30, but that's okay, because I really liked what we talked about with this book. But since my husband is here, and God bless that man, this is like the perfect segue into what we're going to do next.
Oh, God.
Okay, pause. He's somewhere else, okay?
Perfect segue. I was okay.
Twitch viewers, it's not about ready to get that wild, okay? Like, I think even if we were allowed to do that, I think we'd have to wait. Dust. Okay. Okay. I think we would have to wait until at least like 12 a.m. But no. So I wanted to plug how great he is because I had just an absolute day. I'm going to try to talk about this while I bring it up. I was supposed to be home early. I was supposed to get a bracket done for what we're getting ready to do. And I didn't. And I'm texting him as I'm driving home. And I was like, I'm panicking. I'm having a terrible day. I'm miserable. I'm stressed out. And he was like, what can I do? And I was like, honestly, you can make this bracket for me because I'm not going to be able to do it when I get home and I'm not going to have time.
Cute.
So shout out to my husband
So
for
cute.
pulling this together for me.
Shout out to Dustin.
Yay.
Win hubby in the chat. Win hubby in my life. And I guess win hubby maybe on the Texas Roadhouse. I don't know.
I think
I don't know. But so that kind of leads us into what we're going to do. I know originally we said that we were going to let the guys pick like a funny, unhinged book. I'm going to take the moment right now to apologize to the guys because we're not doing that.
Tell them why. Why aren't we doing it?
And this is why. And it's my own fault. I understand it's my own fault. I understand when I give you guys 4 options, I can't get mad at what you guys pick. I did not realize when I was giving you the 4 options that one of those was extremely long. So these ladies know what we did is we involved our husbands because the video was so funny. We went to the guys to ask them the next one. I gave them just 4 absolutely ridiculous books. One was about a marshmallow coming to life and relations. One was about the groceries coming to life and relations. And I'm trying to be like not specific here because I do want to revisit this. One was about a deviled egg coming to life and relations. And the last one was about like this woman going to work at, and I'm going to get more descriptive here because we're not reading it, was about a woman going to work at a milking farm for minotaurs and the relations that ensued. And again, I think it's fun every once in a while just read a book that's so freaking stupid that like it just kind of like refreshes everything and it's a good like easy like quick funny read. It's like watching like a crappy Tubi movie, right? Like we're not here because it's a good movie. We just want like the laugh out of it.
Right, Marshmallow Man.
But I didn't realize it. Hey, look at my guy Hobo. Shout out to like TikTok for existing because I met this gentleman. If you don't follow him, if you can, if you guys are watching on Twitch, please go follow this gentleman on TikTok. He does a lot of good like gaming content, or on Twitch. But I'm gonna shout out TikTok because I met this dude. Well, not met, but he randomly found me on TikTok, and that's how he ended up here, right? And if you guys know our background story, the only reason that I'm here and that I know all of you lovely ladies is because Mitch randomly saw one of my TikToks that went viral. And then he was like, hey, I got a podcast. You want to come watch it? And I just never left. So shout out to TikTok and the amazing things that you can bring. And please go follow our buddy Hobo Klaus 718 Gaming on Twitch. I'm gonna throw it up real quick so you guys can see it. Go follow him on Twitch. Where was I going?
Thanks, Hobo.
The last one. Yeah, thanks for the love. So the last one, the Minotaur, the milking, like it was already a lot. But then I saw that after the guys picked it, it was 275 pages. And I was like, no, I can't.
Corey, hold on, pause. Didn't we discuss this book beforehand?
We did.
Before book club?
We did. When we were reading the dinosaur one, we did.
Okay.
The other ones are all like 50 to 100 pages. So do I want to read a funny one in the future? I do, but it's going to be one of the 50 to 100 pages. And if I'm remembering it right, it's going to be the one about deviled eggs. So shout out to your husband, Virgil, for that LB, because I think he said like you fuck with deviled eggs and that's why he wanted it. So I think that's.
I love deviled eggs so much.
Yes.
I do.
Shout out to my win husband because he was strongly against it. He was like, that one makes me uncomfortable. As if like the deviled egg and the grocery man and the giant fucking sheep wasn't
I
weird.
think the half horse thing threw them all.
Okay.
I think the half
Okay, but
horse.
to Dustin's
Fair enough.
point, it was the milking farm aspect.
Not the
Wait.
Minotaurs. It's the
The
milking
Minotaurs
farm.
were on a milking.
Oh.
Wait, what's?
Yeah. Like,
Don't
like
do this to me.
This girl, she worked on a farm, a milking farm. You know?
Oh Lord.
No, I will throw that book in the fire. Don't even do this to me.
Look, I would have done it to you guys if it was short, but I could not
To
make
each
a
of them.
seriously invest a whole week reading
Wild.
a joke book. So this bracket here is going to do two things for us. It's going to kind of determine what the next couple books that we read are that are going to play into our bingo that I'm really excited to talk about. And it's going to determine more specifically like what book it is that we're going to read. So we're not going to figure out the book tonight. Instead, we're just going to figure out which romance trope it is that we're going to choose from. And then I'll probably look at a couple. I'm going to choose something that none of us have read before, and I'll put it in the community chat for us to read for the week in ways that you can get it, whether it's going to be Amazon, if it's available on Kindle, if it's available on Spotify, things like that. So if anyone wants to participate in reading this next book with us, again, go to the Facebook, go to the Studley Show Facebook group. And then in there, you can join the chat. So you can join the chat for book club and all of this chaos that we're trying to do a very good job keeping under wraps here. It gets more wild in the chat because we can't get in trouble. So we're going to bracket off just a couple different book vibes. And I'm probably going to mess around with the screen real quick and make this like the main thing so that it's a little bit easier for you guys to read. So we'll figure it out. We're going to go through each one. We're going to try to be pretty quick. I'm going to give you guys like, we'll do like a 30-45 seconds to debate it. But let's bring it up. You know what? I kind of don't hate that. All right.
Oh yes, I love this. This is fun.
So, there may be some that I elaborate on. If I bring up a theme and you're like, Corey, what the hell is that? Please ask. First one, we have an arranged marriage or like fantasy science fiction type. So like your fairies.
Hold on. How are we going about this? We're all just voting, right?
We're gonna hopefully collectively be able to agree on it in 30 seconds, even though
No way.
if Den of Vipers taught me anything, we are not y'all not like us. Okay, I'm just gonna say they're not like us. I'm just gonna say like we're probably gonna argue about this a good bit.
Yeah.
I go with science fiction. I'm just gonna start this off real quick.
Yeah, I'm definitely
And say that, you know, if we're getting abducted by aliens or there's some crazy fairy leprechaun stuff going on, I'm here for
Yes.
it. Okay.
Let's.
leprechauns.
I got two for science fiction, fantasy. Kathy, Jen, LB, or Danny.
I'm
gonna
down for
marriage.
science fiction. Oops, sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, sorry.
Perhaps maybe we should all take it like, well, I don't know why I was going to say take turns because it's a collective idea, but like, so we're not like, we're making it quicker.
I'm going to go with arranged marriage because I would rather read a book about somebody getting married to somebody they don't want to than a person sleeping with an alien.
I fuck with you so heavy, Kathy. Danny?
I had said arranged marriage for you right when you pulled this up.
All right. Jen?
I'm going fantasy sci-fi.
It's going to be 3-3.
Ooh, okay.
Let Mitch
What do
decide.
the comments say? What do the comments say?
Where's Daddy Mitch?
Let's get a little help here.
Comments help us out. Do we want to
Guys,
read?
help us out. Yeah.
What's better? Is it the fairy smut or is it like the mafia forced marriage relationship where they eventually come to love each other and
No,
realize.
and I kind of feel like the arranged marriage can fall in the same line as age gap. Are we not?
No.
Who's arranging?
Oh,
No.
Age
No.
gap, I'll explain.
Okay.
the tropes are very like the.
Specific.
If I may, the tropes are
Yes,
very
yes.
specific in this community. Like,
Okay.
you know
I'm
what I
with
mean?
you.
Yeah.
I'm with
All right,
you.
so here's
Justin
the
says sci-fi.
I'm a member of our community, maybe not necessarily this community, so I'm working on it.
all right. Here's the thing. I know we said that I have a win husband. He's taking an L right now for the sci-fi vote, but that's okay because there are other stuff in here that I feel more passionately about.
Way more,
So,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
do agree. We're going to make it very clear. We're all in order, right? So we go to the next one. I'll go Kathy, Jen, Meg, LB, Danny, because now I'm a little buzzed and I'm having trouble with the fingers and counting. So the clear order will help me.
You.
So
Okay.
the next one we have 4 fingers. Hey, Mitch, how many shots did I count? I'll wait for him to put in. Next
Six.
we have is dubious consent or consensual, non-consensual. So for those of us that don't know, it's basically, it's not forced because at the end of the day, she didn't say no, but it's borderline there. And then she finds out that she loves it. Or all grown up. And what I mean by like all grown up is like maybe they were childhood sweethearts, high school sweethearts, they fell apart, they see each other 10, 15 years later, they're adults now, and they have the relationship that they could have had in a better place than they could then. So offer it, my unhinged vote is the dubious consent. And
Another
Consensual,
may I also help explain consensual, non-consensual can also mean people with like rape kinks where it's like a thing. Anyway, it's consensual, it's consented. But
It is consented,
yes,
right?
right.
Okay.
I'm gonna go all grown up.
Because if it's on the borderline of not consented and we're talking, grape salad or what, then I'd probably have to go with all grown up though, because, I'm not even mad at that idea. That's what we're going to go with.
all right, Meg, you skipped Kathy and Jen, but I'll Kathy, please.
All grown up.
All right, Jen,
All grown up.
we know Meg's LB.
All grown up.
Obviously, you already know mine is consensual, non-consensual. So here we are.
All right, I'm just gonna say, like, because for me, what also falls into this category is like, especially if you guys are married, like, you ever just come home and you're being kind of a bitch and you're being kind of bratty, and like your husband's like, just shut the fuck up and take this and chill the fuck out. Like, I don't care what you say. Like, whatever. All grown up. Okay.
Get out of my head, Corey. Get out of my head.
You know what? We're gonna do something really quick because this.
I actually shouted that out because I was surprised. I'm surprised everyone went with that. That was going to be the oddball. Okay.
Mitch, my mouse is giving me troubles tonight. If you can you please move Danny down the bar next to me? So next one, I'm gonna put like the clear like divide. Like clearly these are the red flag ladies, and these are the good ladies.
Yeah.
Age gap. So that's like our praise, right? Our daddies. Like he's old enough to be my daddy, but please be my daddy.
I'm still an adult.
Or yeah, not Drake. Not Drake. the good part of the age gap. Or like Secret Society. I don't know if you guys are familiar with like the Lord series. But or if you've ever seen like the movie Skulls from like the 90s with like that bitch from Dawson's Creek. and shit. But like this,
Illuminati.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Age gap. Go ahead, Kathy.
I'll go with age gap.
Jen?
Also gonna go age gap.
Meg.
I'm interested in a secret society.
I too am interested in the secret society.
Age gap.
Okay.
I mean, I like the daddy appeal. It's cool, but like,
Yeah, I'm not
I
against
want
the
to know
age
what's
gap,
happening.
but
Oh, that's
So
fair.
here's the thing. You guys understand how a bracket works, right? We don't put the stuff towards the middle that we're interested in. We put the stuff that is better than the other. So you guys are like, I've never read A Secret Society. That could be cool.
Well, the thing, we're trying to consider, we're trying to consider maybe not being so triggered. Maybe
You wanna
something
go-
wouldn't take me 5 weeks to read. It could take me short amount of time to read. Like, I want to read about Diesel. Like, that's all. That's all.
All I'm saying, you want to go read A Secret Society one, that's fine. Don't mess up my bracket and my daddies. Don't mess with the daddies because you're
Yes,
over it.
Mom.
You
We'll pick
know
the
daddies.
most toxic every time, just for you.
You know, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you guys know daddies. Vote for what's better, not what you want to read. You guys loved. You absolutely loved. Danny, help me. I can't think of his name right now. And I know that's a crime.
Emerson.
You guys loved Emerson. How dare you not?
Yeah, but
The
why wouldn't
ultimate
curiosity
daddy. The
strike us?
ultimate daddy.
Why wouldn't curiosity strike us? He invited me to a secret society, secret sex parties. Like what in the and that same book. See, you don't know. You don't know. That's why.
No, I'm not saying it's not interesting. I'm saying
I
you don't
understand.
know like about it,
hear
so you
you.
can't say it's better.
I
That's
hear
how
you.
brackets work. The better things move
I
on.
hear you.
Sports romance. And Meg, you don't even need to vote because you and I know where we're going with this.
Yeah.
Sports romance or like a power imbalance. So like in this one it would be like a boss and a secretary. Or like the Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky, like just someone that's very clearly over the other. I'm going sports romance as being more of my favorite to read. Kathy?
Gonna go power and balance because I think of sports romance. I think of that stupid reels on Facebook.
Okay.
So, just doesn't sound interesting.
All right.
Well, I'm going sports.
Meg's going hockey.
Specific.
Sports.
No, go ahead, say it. Why do we like hockey, Meg?
Because, pucking wrong number.
Puck bunnies, bro.
Puck bunnies, bro.
All right,
All
LB?
day. All day.
sports romance for me.
Danny?
I'm also going sports. I just have read way too many power and balance.
Sure.
Next one we got Grumpy versus Sunshine. So, think of your Garrett before he had his change and then he changed and Roxy, and their relationship, or the one that got away. So again, like that, I fumbled the bag with her and I lost her and I've been miserable for years and now I get the chance to be with her again. I'm going Grumpy versus Sunshine.
I think so.
Yeah, I'll go Grumpy versus Sunshine.
Me too. Also that.
She can change him. That kind of thing.
No, not so much that, because that one is a very specific thing where he changed, but like, you know how you have like the
All right. Yeah.
the one, like just two people that are probably the opposites, but because they're the opposites, they balance each other. If that
I
makes
like that. I'll go with Grumpy.
sense. All right. LB?
Grumpy versus Sunshine is good with me. That's my vote.
Oddball.
Yeah, mine too. Well, it doesn't matter anyway, but yeah.
Here's the thing: is once I hit 4 on one, I'm putting the fingers down because I don't need to count anymore. But I'm still gonna let you say what you want to say. Next one we would have like a celebrity status. So this may be where it's like around the theme of like somebody that's regular getting with a rock star or an actress, whatever the case may be. Or I had to shorten this one so it would fit on the bracket, but either being with your best friend's sibling, so like my best friend's brother, that should be off limits, but I just can't help myself, or reverse, like my brother's best friend, that also should be off limits, but things just happen. I'm going best friend's off limit brother, or brother's best friend.
Wait.
Yeah, the second one.
Okay. Yeah.
That's too hard to say.
I like the celebrity idea.
I like the celebrity idea.
I'm going with the best friend's sibling.
I'm a best friend sibling.
Trife.
You know what it is? I think it's just like it's more part of like that bigger general thing of like just the thing that you shouldn't have and the thing that you can't have, but that's what makes it
Spicy.
so much better. Yeah. All right. So next one we have guns with, or not guns. Well, yes, guns, but books with weapon play, and you can figure out what we mean by weapon play, or like a fake dating relationship agreement that maybe two people entered because one wanted to get rid of the crazy ex, or one had parents that she wanted to offer back, so she took them to a wedding just to shut them up, and then something actually comes from it.
Okay.
And I'm actually going to go fake dating on this one. This is going to be the one where I don't go unhinged.
Fake dating.
That's a wild one, that too.
Fake dating.
Weapon play. This sounds interesting, at least.
Fake dating.
Well, I would be weapon play, but it doesn't
Yeah.
Meg, I'll send you some recommendations.
Don't worry, I can give you some recommendations. I have to.
Oh,
You know what? I'm going to find a
sorry.
situation where they're fake
I
dating.
can give you some. Yeah.
I'm going to find a situation where they're fake dating.
Or
and
it's sliding in my
also
DM for
weapon
recommendations
play.
right now, probably.
And then the last one, you guys aren't going to be able to see it because I can't scroll down that far. But we have why choose or enemies to lovers. Two people that just hate each other, and then they hate fuck, and then they love each other. And you shouldn't even have to ask me. I'm going why choose.
Yeah, I'm gonna go why choose too.
It's tough, actually.
I want to go enemies to lovers.
I don't want to go with the hate fucking.
Right.
Can you change the name to that?
I can't see it. That was your general description. So.
And the best part is I can type what I want, and then I don't have to worry about it being censored because Kathy's face is blocking it out anyway.
Hey.
Unless it advances all the way to the bracket, then we're gonna have to edit it a little bit. So I think we're 2-2 right now. LB, where are we at?
Enemies to lovers.
You wanted that why? You know what? Go ahead, Danny. Go ahead.
Corey, I know that Dustin put this fucking bracket together, but damn it, these are two of my very favorite ever. This can't be like this hard in round one. I don't know what to do. Okay, for for the plot, all right, I'm gonna say why choose, and we're gonna ask the chat because that would make it even, right?
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah,
What do we think?
I want
What
both.
do you
I
think?
really want both.
Clarify.
I do.
What are we asking the chat? Clarify. What
You
we're
get
asking.
both with a why choose, and sometimes you get more than both, okay?
Well, there will
All
be
right.
a lot of cross strips.
We'll wait for the chat to Google what it is that we're talking about, and we'll move on to the next one. And the first one that I see in there, whether we're going why choose with multiple people or two people that just hate each other and then love each other. We'll go to the next one. I'm so
We don't-
greedy. I'm so greedy. You guys are like,
So
it could be
much
a good relationship.
slamming it every
You're
chance.
strong arming the fuck out of this category. You
This
just read
bracket
why
is-
choose.
No, you listen here. That's wrong.
All right, I'm gonna stop. But you guys know, like, that's my favorite one out of all 32. Like, that is my book. But I'm selfish. I'm like, I want all of it instead of just one of it.
You hear that, Dustin?
Bet.
Um,
No, I'm
in,
joking.
in theory, remember the Texas Roadhouse thing is in theory. The next one we have fairy tale retelling, which would be like our Peter Pan, Wendy, a spin on like something fairy tale, or your classic billionaire main man character, or a female character, because females can be billionaires too, but somebody's got a lot of money and they're ready to spend it on their new boo. I'm gonna go fairy tale retelling because I'm actually really fucking with those right now.
We'll go billionaire.
I like fairy tale.
Oh yeah, we're going with Snow White and the Dwarfs. Retell me a fairy tale for real.
I'm going fairy tale for sure. For sure.
Well, I would have gone billionaire, but I can't do the dwarves.
It's just an example.
Fairy tale minus the dwarves.
Just putting it out there.
What does that make us? 3-3 right now or 4-2?
4-2.
4-2.
For the billionaires or for the fairy tale?
Fairy tales.
Fairy tale.
Fairy tale.
All right, so now we have the reverse of, hate fucking. We have friends that have always been friends, and then something happens where they turn into lovers. And I swear to God, if you guys let me down here, single daddies.
Single daddies.
Just a good dad that needs.
Yeah. Your Jen
Single,
answer
I'm
yet?
going single daddies. Kathy's going single daddies.
Jen, what you got?
Friends to lovers, don't hate me.
I don't hate
I
you.
hate you.
I love
No
you.
hate.
You make the best cookies in the world. You could say the most unhinged book right now, and I still wouldn't hate you.
Oh, I love a good dad. Oh, I love it. I love a good dad.
LB,
Is that Meg's vote? I love a good dad.
Right.
I was waiting.
That's my preference. Single daddies. Okay.
Let's go with single daddies.
Danny, go ahead.
Definitely single daddies. Yeah.
That is correct. Mitch,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Mitch is a single daddy. For our Twitch viewers and YouTube viewers that are looking for a single daddy.
Oh, I love book club.
I do too.
Is there a single mom category, man? What the fuck?
Okay, so here's the thing. If Matt was here,
Probably. Can't see the bottom.
here's the thing. If Matt was here, I would not probably talk about it so specifically. I would make it generally. So yes, single moms obviously are included in that too. If the reverse to that is what you're looking for.
Yeah. I gotta throw my bisexual single mommy
Oh,
two
absolutely. I
in
would
there.
absolutely.
Go ahead, babe.
Which again, why choose? Why would I choose between a female and a male when I can have them both?
Amen.
Oh, we still never got that
sister.
answer.
Amen.
All right. Nobody said anything in the chat, so we're gonna come back to this eventually, or I'm gonna bully you guys into it. All right. So the next one we have is like morally gray men, right? So like men that really ain't shit and they do shitty stuff like murder and kill people and stuff like that, but they don't do it to you. And most of the time it's because they are protective of you and you are their person. So morally gray love interest or the anti-hero, or this is a heart. Fuck you, Dustin, for this bracket. Hold on, my husband ain't
Literally,
shit.
this is
My
the other
husband
one.
ain't shit because I
Ain't
just
shit
saw when
for
it was up
this.
again.
Ain't fucking shit for this, Dustin.
You know, can we move the hate fucking and the why choose around? And no, it's all right. All right, or we have our praise kink and the good girl. And I'm not going first because I can't. So Kathy, go.
I'm gonna go anti-hero.
All right.
Praise.
All right.
I'm going with praise.
All right.
I'm going morally gray anti-hero. I loved praise, but if I had to pick between the two, morally gray anti-hero for sure.
Did you vote already, Corey?
No, I'm going last. I said it.
What the fuck?
It's my show. I can do what I want. Go ahead. You know what? I will go because I actually okay.
No, I know mine, but go ahead.
I love both. I love both. And that's what makes Den of Vipers and Praise very hard for me to pick between because I love them both so much for different reasons. However, I am going to go morally gray and anti-hero because as much as I love a good girl book, I immediately want something dark again. And then I'll read like 4 books in a row with a morally dark man. And then I'll pick a good one to like cleanse my palate a little bit. So just personally knowing, as much as I really like the good girl stuff, I know that I personally read morally gray more. And that is the only reason that I can choose that one, as much as it is hard for me.
I'm praise. I decided.
Well, now we're 3-3.
Oopsies.
Can we make Mitch pick?
Yeah, Mitch, why don't you be a good daddy
Yeah,
and pick a
we
choice
can-
for us?
Chill. That's not
Along
gonna
with the other one?
That's just gonna. He's just. I'll do that.
What if I say this?
We'd appreciate it.
What if, when we're tied, we just think about what would Matt choose?
All right.
No.
Yeah. He'd go with anti-hero.
No,
I think he would go with anti-hero.
All right, well, now I'm fucked because I thought that Matt would choose
Yo.
Praise.
I was just gonna say, you know
He
what? I
loved
changed
that
my
book.
mind about that. I feel like he would go with good girl for some reason.
So why don't we just send him a message and ask him and let him be the tiebreaker on both of the ones that we're stuck on?
Isn't
like
he
that.
streaming?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's back on stream. He was earlier, but I don't know if he's streaming right now.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. At this point, we're only gonna do the first
Let's
round.
just keep.
We're just gonna do the first round of this bracket because if we do this whole thing, it's gonna take us forever. So we'll do the first round. We'll let Matt be the tiebreaker for the 2 that we can't decide on, and for the ones that the chat ain't shit for. And then we'll do the next round of it next week. Next one we have wrong side of the tracks. So think of like our bully one that we just read, but not the bully part, but like where you had Clay and she's preppy and rich, and you had Olivia, who's, you know, the poor one across town, and they find each other and their differences, or a dominant main character or BDSM. And I'm going dominant main character BDSM.
Wrong side of the tracks.
Dominant main character.
We're going Dom on this one.
I'm going with wrong side of the tracks.
I'm definitely Dom.
Well, yeah.
We bet you are.
If that's what you want from me, Meg. Just say that.
I was gonna say, if this went wrong side of the track, if this would have went the other way, I'm taking half the stuff out of the goodie basket that I got y'all that we're gonna talk about.
Chill.
Next thing we have is Mafia romances or forced proximity. So like situation where you have the two characters forced to be with each other, whether they're stranded somewhere, whether you're reading Credence where they're snowed into a cabin, just a forced situation that makes them come together. I'm going to go Mafia only because again, just recently I've been fucking with them and I've been reading a lot of Mafia books. And I don't know why right now, but I do like both. Kathy?
I'm gonna go Mafia.
I think I'm going to choose forced proximity.
I feel like my original thought was Mafia, but I'm kind of going with forced proximity.
I love a good Mafia. Which sounds crazy now that I say it out loud.
I feel like that track,
A
I
good
feel like
book
that
about the
track for you.
Mafia.
That was gorgeous. I also love a good Mafia, but again, I've just read so many. I ain't gonna go with forced proximity.
Does that make us 3-3 again?
Yes. Sorry.
Oh,
Come
God.
on, Danny.
Well,
Don't
it's,
keep me last. I don't
it's
know.
fine. It's fine. You know what this shows me, guys? This just means that I could really pick any book and we'd be okay. It wouldn't be one that nobody is absolutely like, get fucked, Corey.
I absolutely do not want dwarves. I'm sorry. No.
Okay, fair. I hear what you're saying. So like I'll stick to like the Peter Pan thing, and I got
all right.
I got your issue with it. Okay, you don't have to say
Virgil said forced proximity.
yes, he did, and he ain't shit for that. That's why he got absolutely bodied by Mitch in his Ox battle that we also do here on Twitch. I'm surprised that he didn't go more thug with the Mafia thing, considering his playlist, but that's all right. And he actually did decide the praise good girl morally gray thing for us. He did go with
Appreciate that.
Can he decide the other one too?
yeah. Virgil, and keep in mind I like you, and depending on what you say may change a lot. Because right now you're cool with me. Why choose? Why choose? Why choose? Or hate fucking?
All right. Come on,
I'm
Vandy.
nervous for this answer.
Andrew.
The anticipation's killing me. I think I may move on and just like look at the chat.
What did LB vote? Let's just put that on there first.
Do it over again?
No, she voted hate fucking because that's why I was like,
Okay,
how dare
okay.
you choose a why choose and then not choose why choose in the bracket?
I know, right? Well,
You know, explain to him what a why choose is. He lost that probably.
All right, so
If you can have them all, why would you choose between one or another?
let's
You're a
just
smart
say,
guy.
okay,
You're
I
smart.
got it. Hold on, I got it. The only thing that's being chosen in these books is what hole gets filled first.
Pause.
You pause at that.
I
Well,
can't look at Kathy's head.
Right at Virgil, straight to Virgil with that information. Just
Virgil's talking about Kathy's head. There you go.
Okay.
Why
Got a big
choose
head.
or hate effing? That's your assignment. Think about it. All right. The next one we have is a priest crush, or maybe like a religion realization. So it could be for the priest, or maybe I am a very churchy girl and I'm realizing that I'm missing out on non-churchy stuff and I need to get out of here.
Non-churchy.
Thank you, Virgil, my fucking guy. All right. All right.
Well, your wife picked the other one, Virgil.
yeah. It's okay. It's all fair.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's fair.
Or bully romance. And I'm not going bully romance. I'm going priest, because the book Priest made me realize that, like daddies, I want a father. I highly recommend Priest by Sierra Lamone. I'm going to plug that book in there right now. Go ahead, Kathy.
I'm gonna go bully romance because I can't do the priest. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Kathy there.
I can't.
I don't know. My Nana would grow in her grave. Nah, we're going bully. There's some things I can't. Wow. Walk away for just a second. I'm coming right back.
I'm going bully romance because I like them. I don't know that I can do the priest thing. The realization, yes, but the priest thing, no. So,
Well, they're both like together.
I know, but
All right, that's fair.
no, I'm going bully romance. So sorry.
Danny, I feel like I know where you're going. So
I would have gone priest.
I can't pull up comments. Oh, there it goes. Priest is where we draw the line.
Hey, not me or your wife.
Yeah. And here's the thing, Danny. You know why they're not saying it right now is because they haven't read Priest. Where, let's be fair, he was a hot 32-year-old priest with a six-pack.
32.
We're not talking about the old dude and the altar boys. Or they also didn't read That Sick Love. When I tell you That Sick Love did things to me, I think I like Arrow Westwood more than I like Diesel. I'm not even
that. So
Really?
okay, so just for future reference about the priest aspect, in the book she's talking about That Sick Love. Yes, Arrow Westwood. I also would put him very high on my list, but she was in the religion role where she was a religious educator, and so it's like that's also part of this category. And he was like, "You're crazy for that. Let me make you sin," type shit.
Let me show you the stuff that's going on behind the scenes too. Like, he wasn't just corrupting her for no reason. He was showing her the people around her were pretty terrible people too. But it's okay. Hey, more priests for me and Danny. Let's go to Sunday Mass together, okay?
No, thank you.
I was a nun for like Halloween like 3 years ago before I started reading books, and it makes sense now.
First of all, I don't think there are many priests and older women.
Again, that's not the type of book we're reading.
You said you wanted to go up in the church. I was just giving you forewarning.
The next one is uniforms. So what I mean by that is like service workers in uniform. So you got your firefighters, your cops, your what are other men in uniform? What are the village people
Military.
dressed as? Military.
One of the
What
village
are the
people
village
dressed as
people?
is crazy.
I'm pretty sure one of them was a construction worker. I don't
That's
call that a
another
man's uniform.
Look, I have problems, okay? The construction worker is like daddies for me. They just
No,
go hand in
construction-
Let me swing my hammer your
Construction
way.
work. Construction worker needs to be a trope of its own because I'm reading that.
Jackhammer is wild.
Or, and this is going to be hard for me, but stalkers or like serial killers. So where the main love interest is either stalking them or is a murderer. Again, not murdering them. They love them, but doing it to other people.
Like Joe?
Yeah.
No, like
But-
Dexter.
Yeah. More like Dexter.
Like Dexter.
Oh, Dexter and Joe, I would say. Like, because they're
Yeah.
stalking
Oh,
them.
yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
like,
they're
I'm
both.
stalking.
Yeah, Joe's the stalker, Dexter's the serial killer.
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
both intermingle a little bit when they got to get some stuff done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Okay.
Like Joe in a Dexter way.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I don't want you in my living room or my bedroom, like sniffing my panties while I'm not here. But I also know that you're not going to murder me. So I guess go sniff my panties because you love me. Okay.
That's going on the next shirt. Sniff my panties because you love me. Please.
I say as I'm not wearing it.
Please is
Oh.
crazy.
Dustin, are you still watching?
He knows about it. He knows I had 4.5 minutes to get dressed. I couldn't find underwear. I was like, fuck it, no underwear. It tracks. He knows about it.
Yeah,
Kathy,
I'm
go
for it.
ahead.
I'm all for the commando during book club. Okay.
I'm gonna go uniforms.
All right.
Like a good wife.
100%.
I thought
Well,
he didn't like that song. Well, but he likes the uniform. I feel you.
Hold on, Meg. I can't hear Jen. What, Jen?
Sorry.
Sorry. Uniforms.
I'm a stalker. Serial killer.
Let me get some Joe meets Dexter.
That's what I'm talking about, LB. Yes, some stalkers.
I was gonna go with uniforms, but when you said Joe meets Dexter, I'm like, okay, I can dig it.
Means well, but it's still fucked up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which kind of falls in line with the morally gray. So there's that.
True.
You know what? I didn't get morally gray, so I'm happy about this. I'm happy about that. And yes, Virgil, Men in Uniform is pretty much like Mrs. Officer by Lil Wayne. And then the last one we have is the Playboy. So the guy that is kind of a fuckboy, but she's like, I can change him. And then she makes him settle down and change his ways. Or the thing that was supposed to be a one-night stand that doesn't stay as a one-night stand. So maybe she gets knocked up and they're forced to make it a not one-night stand. Maybe the sex was so good, I guess they had to just keep doing it. I don't know. But that I wasn't looking for a situationship, and now we're in a situationship type book.
What was the first one?
Like the Playboy, the one that's a fuckboy that for some reason changes for her.
Am I going first?
Sure.
I go Playboy.
All right. Jen?
Playboy.
All right.
I'll change the Playboy.
I'm going with Playboy. I see the distress in Danny's face right now.
Oh my god, I would not go Playboy, but it doesn't matter.
I'm not either. It would be 4-2, but it's okay. Because if you guys can't tell, like, the world should be lucky that I'm not a guy because I give off like the biggest fuckboy energy.
That just the other one makes me think of the movie with Justin Timberlake and Mila Kunis. Was it Friends with Benefits?
And that's
Good.
cute.
Very good comparison.
Yeah, but then the Playboy one made me think of the what the hell is the name of that movie where it was the best friend and the sister, and they had to pretend to be each other's wedding dates so that because the ex was invited to the wedding, and what is the name of that movie? It just literally came out like last year.
And this is why fake dating won. For that reason.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, fake dating. But
No, but he was like a playboy. Like they hated each other.
see, and that's where tropes can cross. Just like that. That was 3 tropes you just talked about. Playboy hated each other and fake dating.
I'm gonna find the name of that movie.
Because at the end of the day, why should we have to choose our tropes? All right, so we'll continue with one of the next round next week in our bracket. I will choose something. I'll probably give you guys a couple options in the community or in the book chat from one of the ones that went on. No Dwarves, heard you loud and clear, Danny. And then let you guys pick. So again, if you want to read along with us, please make sure you join the Facebook page and the Studley Show community chat and the book club chat in that specifically, because there's a reason that you're going to want to read this book with us. There's a reason that I do need a why choose mug. Or I do, Verge. There's a reason why you're going to want to read along with us. So starting this week with our reading, anyone that is reading or that is participating is going to get a bingo card. And on the bingo card, we're going to have the top tropes that we have that we're going to be choosing books from for the next couple weeks. And then some other things that you would find in a bingo card. My phone is getting ready to die. Like seeing the word good girl, or if the book says folds in it, weird stuff like that. And as we're reading, I put an X on it too. So as we're reading for the next couple weeks, we're going to be marking off our bingo cards. The first one to get their bingo card marked off is going to get a Studley Show book club basket. And some of the things that we have in the basket. So, Verge, you're going to like this because there may be something in the basket that you need. You're going to have a pack of flavored lubes. There is a butt plug in there. There is.
Shut up.
Hold on. There's a mini vibe in there. There is a collar choker. So it is a pretty necklace, but when you pull it,
Where'd you get
one other thing that I'm missing and my phone died. But the most important one in there that is a real collectibles item, there is going to be a Studley Show book club paddle in there.
Oh.
When I say paddle, I mean like frat house wooden paddle that I got the Studley Show logo on. So all of these goodies in one basket. I'll be sending you guys your bingo card, so please make sure you join us if you want to get in on these books and you want to get in on the stuff that's in there. The husbands said that they wanted to see benefits from their wives joining book clubs. I think Virgil will say that his wife is giving him the benefits now. You got even more benefits. You got literal. I'm giving you literal benefits now, guys. So I
Let's
hope that you
go.
are appreciative of the book club, and maybe you stop talking about how raggedy we are, because you're gonna get some stuff out of it too, I guess. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We'll be back next Thursday to go over the next one. We'll start our bingo. And join us if you would like to. Kathy, would you like to tell everyone where they can find you other than reading the books?
You can find me on TikTok at Kathy Grundman, or on Instagram at Kathy Grundman93, and in the background of the Studley Show on Wednesday nights when it records, because that's where I hang out. Creeping.
Jen?
Well, most of the time you can't find me. But it's because I'm playing Fortnite or I'm moderating Matt's Fortnite stream. So, yeah.
Or making cookies.
The best cookies.
Best.
Meg?
You can find me on Facebook, Meg May Krantz. Find me being raggedy in the Xbox, raggities. And you can find me in the Ox battles. See who I get whooped by next. And I'll be here on Thursdays.
LB? LBF?
Hey. So you guys can find me on TikTok under Mrs. Fungaling. Make sure to enunciate that, because apparently I got cut off one time when I was saying it and it sounded kind of crazy. And on Twitch at It's Me Laura B with 2 E's on the end.
Danny?
You can find me on OnlyFans. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm joking. If you want to find me, slide in my DMs though, for real.
It only cost you $293.
It depends.
For 36 minutes.
And then all socials at grab_teats. You can find me here doing the book club on Thursday. We said moving forward, we're going to be doing this every Thursday on Twitch and YouTube. So please subscribe to both platforms. We would love that, but we'll see you on either. You can also find me here on Wednesday with Mitch and the Men and JoJo doing our Studley Show podcast. And then on Tuesdays, also on Twitch, doing the Ox battles. And like I said, most likely in the wives' DMs of the community here. So something for everyone. Please make sure you guys like and subscribe. We would appreciate it a lot.
For sure.
And then, I'm being honest. I don't know how to do it.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't.
I don't want to eat all this food. I'm like starving. I'm like,
I was waiting to go at Beast Mode Bones on all social.
Mitch, do I just hit end screen? Does that do it?